So this little workshop we're going to do this morning, predominantly focused on strengthening the knee joint and supporting the knee joint. Now, some of the things we're going to do are also about healing, but predominantly it's about strengthening. So some of the things you recognise as things we do all the time, and others maybe a little bit more unusual. So as always, we're going to start in a semi-supine position on your back. So just settle yourself down just for a few moments. Allow the shoulder blades to slide down the back. Feel that you can connect to the earth and have your props of a brick and a strap somewhere handy. So we want to be able to begin having a little bit of a warm up through the body. So when you're ready, take your attention to your breath, breathing out and bringing your awareness to the back of the body, so the spine and into the feet. And as you breathe in, feel that you can allow the belly and the rib cage to extend and support the in-breath. And as you exhale, release the front body into the back body, lengthen the spine, invite the weight into the feet. Taking that a few more times. Breathing in, feel the expansion, and as you exhale, allow the whole of the front body, the rib cage to knit to the midline, and the belly to go towards the back of the spine. Keep that movement going. Breathing in to expand, breathing out to release. Just checking that your feet are underneath your knees and they are hip distance apart and parallel. And if you're ever not sure, remember you can always bring the legs together, inner ankles, inner knees, inner shins, and then keeping the ankles together or the heels together, turn the feet out to 10 to 2, and then move the heels and the knees to the same distance apart. So just spin the heels round so that they're in line with the balls of the feet. Now that's going to become important as we move through this first movement. So the next time we breathe out, I want you to lengthen the spine to the floor. And as you breathe in, just begin to slide the shins, the thighs, the knees forward, and allow that movement to draw the hips and the spine off the floor. And then as you exhale, peel down upper, middle, and lower back, lengthening the coccyx towards the heels. Take a little in-breath in between these movements. So breathe in, expand the ribs, maybe take the back of the waist off the floor. Exhale, lengthen the spine along the floor. And as you inhale, peel that up to bridge. Breathing out, peel down, upper, middle, and lower back. Okay, let's bring the arms in. Just breathe in now without the arms. Just take the breath into the body. And as you exhale, lengthen out. And then as you next breathe in, bring the arms up and overhead. So you're really stretching out at the same time as moving into bridge pose. As you exhale, bring the arms forward and down, peeling out through the spine. Take a little recovery breath. Breathe in. Breathe out to release. And then breathe in, slide the shins, the knees, the thighs forward. Extend the arms up and overhead. As you breathe out, release the arms, peel down through the spine, bring yourself back to semi-supine. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now this is where we change to a more knee-focused bridge. So what I'm going to ask you to do is take your feet slightly further forward. Keep the back of the waist on the floor to start with, and raise the balls of the feet off the floor. So you are balancing on your heels. Feet are flexed. So immediately you're starting to engage the thighs and the fronts of the shins. Now, here is where you're going to be careful. At any point in this practice, if you feel any pain in the knees, you must go back to the previous option. So this is option 1. Just moving from a flexed foot and then releasing the feet back down so that they're releasing to the floor. Okay, breathe out, leather through the spine again, come onto a flexed foot, balancing on the heels. If you can, take the shins, the thighs, the knees forward and peel up into bridge on the heels. Now you might not get as high as you can with the balls of the feet on the floor, so just be aware of that. If there's any pain in the knees, don't lift the hips so high. Take a few breaths while you're up on the heels. Feel the glutes connect. And then from there, start to peel down upper, middle and lower back. And as the back extends to the floor, just pop the balls of the feet to the floor and take a little breather. Couple of breaths. We're going to do 3 sets of this movement. So the next time you exhale, you're going to lengthen through the spine. You're going to roll onto the heels. And as you inhale, you're going to move the shins, the thighs, the knees forward and lift into this heeled bridge. Once you're there, hold. Try not to let the knees roll out to the side. You could almost imagine you've got your strap wrapped around your thighs. Good. Breathe out on the next out breath and start to peel down upper, middle, lower back. When you get to the floor, just pop the feet down and have a little breather. Do a couple of breaths. Okay, we've got one more set. Next time you exhale, lengthen the spine to the floor, roll onto the heels, lifting the balls of the feet, flexing the feet, and then sliding the shins, the knees, the thighs forward so that you're lifting into this bridge, or maybe it's more of a wedge on the heels. Excellent. Next time you breathe out, lengthen out through the spine. And then when the spine is released to the floor, the coccyx moving towards the heels, pop the feet down. Well done. From this position, we're going to move on to our next movement. So I'm going to breathe in, and as I exhale, I'm going to bring my right knee to the chest. I'm going to extend my left leg out along the floor if that's possible, or as far as it will go. And I'm going to bring my fingertips underneath at the back of the right knee. So it looks a little bit like knee to chest, but what you're going to do before you bring the knee to the chest is you're going to squeeze the fingers. So I'm literally squeezing my fingers behind my knee joint. And then I'm going to draw the knee to the chest. That's all on the exhale. And then I'm going to release on the inhale. Release both. Exhale, squeeze the fingers first. and then squeeze the thigh to the chest. And then release. Okay, I want you to do 2 more sets. Squeeze, squeeze on the exhale, and then release. One more time. Squeeze, squeeze on the exhale, and then release. From here, I want you to take the right leg into extension alongside the left. And once you're there, just give the legs a kind of wobble on the floor. Now, it might feel that the right leg is a little bit more buoyant than the left, a little bit more energized. So breathe in, take the arms up alongside of the ears again, and do some cosmic ladder climbing. So reach all the way through your right side, reaching out through the ball of the foot and the fingers. And then change to the left, reaching through the fingers and the ball of the foot. So as you move from side to side, I want you to try and feel that the extension in one side of the body is shifting the position of the hip. So it's like you're climbing a ladder. Lovely. Next time you reach all the way through your right side, I want you to slide the left heel towards the left buttock. So the left foot's on the floor. Level the pelvis a little and then slide that left knee in towards the chest. So we've just changed sides. You're going to pop the fingertips behind the left knee. Now, if you want to do this with a ball or a strap, you can do that. I'm just using my fingertips for ease, but we might use it again later on. So squeeze the fingertips and then squeeze the knee to the chest. And then release. Okay, you've got 3 more sets. It's a double squeeze. So don't just bring the knee to the chest. Make sure you've got that movement to connect to the fingertips first. Squeeze, squeeze, and chest. Okay, let's do one more for luck. Squeeze, squeeze, and then release. Well done. Okay, that simple movement. Take the left leg out to join the right. Reach the arms up and overhead. And once again, stretch through the left side. And then change, stretch through the right side. Just move through this cosmic ladder climbing. Bringing this hip movement in to the body. Now the hips and the knees are very close buddies. So whatever you do with the hips will be reflected into the knees. They are attached through a lot of different tissues and ligaments. Okay, this time, next time you reach through the left side, you're going to slide the right heel along the floor. And then you're going to level the hips and bring the right knee back to the chest. And then bring both knees into the chest. So far, so good. Have a little rock from side to side. Next movement involves your strap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll over to the side. I'm going to reach for my strap. And then I'm going to ease back onto my back. Now I'm going to start on the left leg because you'll be able to see me better. So my right foot is coming to the floor just for support to begin with. Right knee in the air. The left knee is moving to just outside of the left shoulder into the left armpit. So if you do yoga regularly, it's like a half happy baby position. You're going to wrap the bell around your foot, and then you're going to bring your left leg into a 90-degree angle. So the knee is moving in towards the armpit. The foot is flat to the ceiling, and the heel is extending to the ceiling. You're going to notice a lot of hamstringy things coming into the practice. I'm going to bring my right hand and place it onto the back of my left thigh. And that's just going to support the lower part of my leg. So, well, it's the upper part of my leg, it just feels lower because I'm on the floor. So, from this position, from your thigh is going to stay still. That's why the right hand is there. The lower part of the leg, from the knee to the ankle and the foot, is going to move as if you're trying to straighten the leg, but the knee is going to stay bent. It's going to feel a bit odd. So left knee to armpit, kick through the ball of the left foot and see if you can begin to lengthen the left leg. Make sure you don't tip the chin up to the ceiling, first thing. Exhale, bring the knee back to the armpit. Second thing is, what you're not doing is moving the knee away from the body. That's what you're not doing. The knee stays as close to the body as possible. You only move beneath the knee, and then you bring that back to 90 degrees. So you might move the lower part of the leg from 90 degrees to 45 degrees, if we're being scientific. You might not get that far. It's quite a small move. It's almost like a small kick. And each time you release, you're going to try and bring the knee back to the armpit again. Now, if you want to take this movement a little bit deeper, and you can keep the back of the waist on the floor and you don't have a back issue, you could flex the right foot and start to slide the right heel along the floor. But keep a little bit of bend in the right leg. Don't fully extend the right leg. But you need to keep the back of the waist on the floor. Okay, we're going to do about 2 more on this side. You're doing really well. Okay, counter pose to this position is eye of the needle or thread the needle. So bring the right foot back to the floor, knee in the air. Move the left foot over to the right. I've still got the strap attached. And bring the left ankle in front of the right thigh. You know this position really well. This is your counter pose to that movement. Have a couple of breaths. Just recover the hand from where you've been holding the strap. And then we'll change sides. So release the strap from your left foot. Bring the left foot back to semi-supine. And as you do so, really try and invite a little bit of weight through the base of the foot. So the leg feels buoyant. You're going to have this feeling of buoyancy quite a lot. Slide on the exhale, the right knee to the armpit. Place the belt around the ball of the right foot. So you're holding the belt with your right hand. You've got your right leg in a 90-degree position. And then you're placing the left hand at the back of the right thigh. So start moving. It's the lower part of the leg, moving to maybe a 45 degree on the inhale, and on the exhale, reverting back to the 90-degree position. Don't move your knee away from the armpit. The knee stays at the armpit. It's not like the other hamstring stretch that we do. This is very different. Interestingly enough, this is the hamstring stretch recognized by sports people. So, yeah, we're in good company. Keep going. Each time, see if you can take the foot a little bit further towards the right shoulder. That's it. So you only have to release to 90 degrees. You don't have to bend the heel back to the buttock. Your starting position is 90 degrees and that's where you can release to. You don't need to bend the heel to the buttock. It's a very small movement. I'm probably only moving maximum 10 centimeters. Okay, make the next one your last one. From there, take the belt into the left hand, bring the right ankle in front of the left thigh, relax the hand, let the right knee move out to the side. That's the eye of the needle position. Okay, so we'll take the belt off for a little while. And we're just going to bring the arms out in line with the armpits. T position, palms facing upwards. Release the right leg. So you're back to semi-supine. And then walk the feet as wide as the mat. Ending up in a 10 to 2 position with the feet. So the heels are on the mat and the balls of the feet are on the floor. You know this one really well. Breathing in. As you exhale, invite the weight into the big toe side of the right foot, little toe side of the left foot. Legs move to the left, head to the right. Breathing into the center and then breathing out, change direction. Big toe side of left foot, little toe side of right foot, legs to the right. Try and drive the movement from the feet rather than the knees. So really press into the feet. So the knees are only moving as a result of the weight being moved into the feet as opposed to you moving the legs. The legs are being moved. Take a few more to each side. And then eventually easing all the way back to center. Now, we're back to the strap again. Bring both of your knees to the armpits and take your strap around both feet. I don't want to flash my bum at you too much, but it might help to show you what I mean if I show you that movement. So it's like Happy Baby, but instead of holding the feet, I'm holding the strap. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my feet into the strap and straighten my legs into a V shape in the air. And then it's like I'm drawing on the sides of the strap and I'm going to bend my knees and take them back to the armpits again. So I'm working on like a pulley system, pushing my feet into the belt, taking them into a wide extended V shape, and then drawing them back into Happy Baby. Okay, this is going to warm us up for our next move. So it's completely up to you. Make the next one your last one. If you want, you could roll yourself up into that V-shape sitting, or any other way of getting into the V shape is absolutely fine. So we call this in yoga Upavista Konasana position. Just going to take a slurp of water. If you find that you're rolling back in this position, you could use a cushion. I'm just going to show you this. You could use a cushion or a block. Just at the corner of your sit bones to tip you slightly forward. In fact, I'm going to do that so that you can see what I'm up to here. I've just got my cushion like a thumb. Okay, now I do need my brick. That's why I couldn't get him to sit on that. So the first thing we're going to do, option 1, wide legs, heels to the floor, toes to the ceiling. So this might be enough for you. What I want you to do is to keep this position, but physically engage your right thigh and then release it. And then engage your left thigh and then release it. So it's like you're squeezing into the top of the knee and the thigh muscle. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Don't let the feet roll out to the side. Keep them pointing to the ceiling and keep the heels on the floor. Okay, that's option 1. Option 2 takes you deeper. So this time, we're going to use the brick on its lowest level to start with. You're going to bring your fingertips to the side of the body for support. Now, be aware this may cause cramp, so just be mindful of that. So the idea is that you're going to lift your right leg without leaning back if possible and lift it over the brick. And then you're going to lift it back again. Okay, so this is option 2. It's an engagement of the right thigh. It lifts over and then back. That's it. So over and back. Good. So Belinda, could you use your bricks rather than the block? It'll be better. I can see you've got your bricks over at the left. That's it. Okay, if you want to take it further, turn the brick higher, stay with the right leg, up and over. Now the idea is not to touch the brick. That's it, try not to lean back. So this is a bit cheating if you do this. You've got to try and stay upright so that you're engaging that leg muscle. So if you had the option of doing less but staying upright, that's better than doing more and leaning back, in my opinion. If you are doing all of that and not leaning back, you could, of course, hit the brick higher. Okay, so, oh! Okay, that's the option, yeah. So do what you can. If there's any pain, revert back to one of the previous moves or stop. Okay. Can you do 2 more of whatever it is you're doing? Woo. Okay, and then give the legs a wobble. Now we're going to stay on the leg we've activated. So you can keep your left leg where it is, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my left foot in because it gives me a bit more support. I'm then going to hold behind my right thigh. Okay, so the next movement, still on the right leg. I'm just going to move my foot. So I'm holding behind my thigh and I'm taking my foot over to the left, centre, and then over to the right. So I'm not moving my thigh again. So I'm literally just moving my foot. Again, if there's any pain, please do less or stop. Try not to lean back. Try and stay sitting tall. We've got 2 more sets. 4. That's it. Okay, well done. Let's stretch the legs out in front. Give them a little wibble wobble. Okay, you are onto the opposite side. Please feel free to stay sitting on your cushion. Take the legs wide again. So this time, we're going to activate into the left leg. So it's the same movement. You're either going to just keep the left heel to the floor towards the ceiling, engage the left thigh and release. Engage and release. Or, without leaning back, or leaning back as little as possible, you're going to lift and then back. Nobody said this was easy. It looks easy. You think it should be easy. Just make sure that as you're activating into this left leg, your right leg stays active. Don't let that right leg fall away. I'm seeing some right foots going out to the side like this. Keep the right heel to the floor, right knees to this, right toes to the sky. That's it, keep going. Notice what's happening to your quad. So this is about strengthening the quad muscles, the thigh muscles. Okay, I'm not even sure that I can do a high one on this side, but let's give it a try. I can't do it without leaning back. Yeah, so I'm going to go back to a lower movement. You're doing great. Now, as you get better with this, you could use anything, couldn't you? You could use tins to lift your leg over. You could use stools, cushions, any sort of things in your house. Okay, let's do 2 more. Well done. Move the brick out to the side, give the legs a wobble, give them a rub if they need it. And then let's come on to the second part of the movement. Holding behind the left thigh, bring the left knee into the chest so that the left foot is off the floor. And then move the foot to the left, center to the right. So again, we want to do this at least 6 times, if not more. Just be aware of if it feels any different on this side. If you know you've got a knee issue on one side and not on the other, does it feel any different? Well done. Okay, we'll just do 1 more set. You're going to the left, to center and to the right. It's not a rotation. It's a very specific movement. That's it. Well done. Okay, let the legs extend out in front. Give them a shake out. Give them a wobble. So far, so good. Okay, let's us move into some more. Interestingly, we're not getting on the knees. So we're going to swing the legs around. We're just going to take that into a down dog just to release out. So hands to the floor, tuck the toes under, and then reach into down dog. And again, I know we do this all the time, walk out with your dog. Okay, this is option one. I'm gonna get you just to release to a comfortable position where you can see me, so I can show you option two. So it's still in downward facing dog pose. So I'm still doing a downward dog with my knees bent, my bottom sticking up towards the sky. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my right knee deeply, take my left heel to the floor, and then use my right foot to press or encourage the left heel deeper to the floor. And I'm going to hold it there. Okay, so you could continue to walk through your dog, or you could do this movement using one leg to encourage the other leg closer to the floor, or the other heel closer to the floor. So come back into your down dog. Either walk the dog or keep both knees bent. Take the left heel to the floor and then use the right foot to reach into the left calf and encourage it down to the floor. So you stay in your down dog position, but the big toe of the right foot is moving the calf muscle down towards the heel. And you're going to hold it there just for a few breaths. When you've held it for a few breaths, you're then going to change sides. So all you're doing is deepening the movement. So you've got a stronger calf stretch going on. Okay, when you've done enough and your arms start to hurt, walk your feet forward towards your hands. Flatten out with your back. And then exhale, just take a little release, forward head and neck release. And then from here, you're just going to breathe in, come back up to standing. I'm just going to change my camera angle. So that you can see me. So we've got a few balancey type movements to go through now. So the first one I'm going to get you to do is literally to move and lift onto the balls of the feet. Hold there so that you can feel the thighs engage. And then as you exhale, under control, see if you can lower the heels. Bring the arms back down as you do that. So you're inhaling, lifting onto the balls of the feet, you're holding. And I want you to feel this lift in the thigh muscles. Can you maintain that lift in the thigh muscles as you bring the heels down? Okay, take that twice more. Inhale, roll onto the balls of your feet, hold it there. Good. Keep the lift in the thigh muscles and then bring the heels down and bring the arms down. Okay, one more time. Lift. Hold. Good. And then keep the thigh muscles engaged. Lower the heels. Good. Now that's going to warm us up for our next move. And it is, apparently it's a famous move. It's called the Harlequin step up. So we are going to use our bricks again. Now, if the brick is too high for you to put your heel on, then use a block. So either of these will do. It's going to look like this. You might need something just to put your hand on for support. I'm going to start with my left heel on a block or a brick and the left ball of the foot on the floor. If it's too high for a brick, take a block. You're still getting the benefit. Now the idea is that that left knee stays bent, your right leg extends out in front, and this is where you need a bit of balance. You are going to bend into your left knee and then lift up, but not lock the knee out. So bend and lift. So you might need to pop your fingertips onto something just to give you that support. We're going to aim for 6. Now, what not to do is lock the back of the knee out when you lift up. So lift the thigh. Okay, we're going to do 2 more on this side. If you can. And then, step down. Just take a little moment. Now, again, remember that movement we did where we took the hips from side to side? This is kind of what's happening here. Okay, so before we move away from the left side, we're going to step behind the brick and we're going to place the left foot, the ball of the foot on the brick this time. So you'll know this one better. So I've got the ball of my left foot, so it's making my left foot flexed. And then from here, I'm just going to bend into my right knee and I'm going to take what we would think of as a traditional hamstring stretch. Try not to look down, look forward. Yeah, look forward. Keep breathing. That's it, you're doing great. And then from there, release out. Okay, so we can do all of those things on the other side. So the first movement is to bring your right heel on a block or a brick. Bend the right knee. And then the left leg is extended. I'm a bit more stable on this side, but if you need support, go for it. You're going to squat and lift. Squat and lift. I think we did 7 on the other side. If you need support, just put your fingertips on something, chair, a wall. Okay, can you do another 3? Lovely. One more. Well done. Excellent. Step off of the block. Feel that lovely length through the fronts of the thigh muscles. And then walk behind the block. Put your right foot on the block, step your left foot back. And then you're extending through the right leg, bending the left leg. Okay, I hope you're feeling okay. So from here, we're breathing in, we're lifting out, we're going to move the brick out to the side just for now. We've got a couple of things to do later with that. But I just wanted to feel that you can do a few little regular movements here. So I'm going to do windmill side stretches. So that's standing with the feet hip distance apart, a little bit of bend in the knees. I'm going to breathe in, lift my right arm alongside of my ear and side stretch over to the left. As I exhale, I'm going to roll over the left side. I'm going to do a forward bend from my left little toe to the center, and then I'm going to change arms. And as I rise up, I'm going to lift my left arm up to the center. So the left arm comes alongside of the ear, and then I'm going to side stretch to the right. So it's very simple. I'm sliding forward over my right, I'm crossing my arms, releasing my head, and then lifting up with my right. Okay, side stretch over to the left. Cross the arms over, lift up, well done. One more set. Well done. Going back to standing. Okay, this time I'm just lifting my left leg and then lowering it. Lifting my right and lowering. Left and right. Left and right. Good. Now, next move, bit of a balance move. And it's ages since we've done it. What you're going to do is imagine you're walking a tightrope. So I'm just going to step back so you can see me. So I'm going to start at the back of your mat. You're going to place one heel in front of the opposite big toe. And then you're going to do the same all the way along your mat as far as you can go, reaching one heel in front of the opposite big toe. When you get as far as you can go, you're then going to go backwards. Really placing the foot. That's it. So it's good for balance, but also really good for the knees because you're activating the inner thighs. Okay, do one more set. This is going to be what you can practice at home when you're walking around. And practice walking the line. And then backward. Now, of course, if you wanted to challenge yourself a little bit more, you could, walk along a wall, and hopefully not too high. Okay, as you ease back, bring your feet back to hip distance. And then this time, we're going to take a standing stick position. So I'm just going to turn around so that you can see me. So I'm going to take a lovely bent knee position. I'm going to bring my right knee to my chest. And then I'm going to take my right leg out behind me. It's going to look a little bit like Warrior 3 to start with. But then I'm going to see if I get my fingertips to the floor. Then I'm going to bend in my left knee. And I'm going to bring my right knee up in front, like a flamingo. And then I'm going to kick that right leg forward. So bend the knee, take it out behind, stretch the leg through the heel and bring the fingertips down. You could use your brick. Bring the knee forward, up to the chest and kick out. Good, one more. So all this helping to strengthen the standing leg. Kick forward. Well done. Okay, change legs. Remember, if there's any pain, just do a knee lift. So left knee lifts, kicks out behind. Lower the fingertips, standing stick. Bring the knee back into the chest. Exhale, kick forward. Twice more. Knee bends. Kick back. Try not to tip the hip up. Knee bends. Kick forward. Good. One more time. Kick back. Bends. Kick forward. Well done. Standing position, and then just to make sure there's no strain, just do a little circle of the hips. A hula hoop. And in the opposite direction. Good. Okay, we're coming back down to the floor. We're coming onto our tummies. So I'm just going to take you down through a roll down. So I'm just going to clasp my hands behind my back and behind my head. I'm going to draw the elbows in. I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm just going to peel down one vertebrae at a time. I'm going to hang out because it feels good just to stretch into that lower back. And then I'm going to end up on all fours. Okay, now to be honest, I don't really mind how you get down onto your tummy, but you are going to need your brick and potentially your strap. So have those handy. If you want to do it through a melting heart, please do. Or if you just want to collapse to the floor, that's also fine. Resting the head on it. So, the first movement, and I love this movement, it's a very simple movement, but it's very effective. You're going to tuck the toes of the left foot under on the floor. You're going to reach through the left heel until the knee and the thigh lift off the floor. And you're going to hold it there. You're going to keep reaching into that left heel. This is not just good for the knees, this is also really good for the lower back. So if you've been doing a lot of bending, like if you've been out gardening, this is a great position to do. Okay, I want you to hold it for about a minute. So we're still there. We're still reaching into that left heel. You'll feel the thigh and the knee joint active. Okay, just when you feel you can't hold it anymore, I'm going to get you to soften the toes, soften the front of the thigh, and release. Notice the difference in the legs. Okay, let's change sides. Tuck the right toes under. Lift the right knee and thigh by reaching into the right heel. Breathe. Again, we're going to try and hold for a minute. So at any point over the next few movements, if you feel that they're not good for you or there's pain in the knee joint, this is the one you're going to revert to. Okay, release. Have a little rock from side to side with the hips. So next movement, you're going to take your brick and you're going to slide it under your left thigh. If a brick's too high, take the block or use a cushion. So long as you've got a bit of height. From this position, you're going to bend the left heel towards the buttock. And then you're going to lengthen the leg. You don't have to lengthen it fully. You certainly don't have to take it down to the floor. Can you make sure you don't make the knee move out to the side? So the knee stays in line with the hip. It doesn't roll out to the side. You're going to go for a minimum of 6 of these. If you can squeeze more in, that's also good. And then the next time you bring the heel to the buttock, you may be going to hold it. So you can maybe reach for the left foot with your hand or even with the strap. I know it's a lot more effort to take the strap around. If you can't reach, you might be better holding on to your trouser leg. Or just moving. And then from there, you're going to release the left leg, take the brick away, and relax for a few moments. Just in between the two movements, bring your hands by your floating ribs, reach all the way up, and then bring your bottom back to your heels. Just notice the difference, left side to right. Okay, as we roll forward again, we're going to change sides. So let me spin around so you can see me. So you're going to come forward again onto your tummies. This time the brick is going to be under the right thigh, the centre of the thigh. When you're ready, you're going to start the journey of moving the heel to the buttock. Minimum of 6 times. Again, if it hurts, you don't have to move the heel all the way to the buttock. Just any bend movement will help. Even if you only move a few centimeters. For those people looking up to have the ability, if you want to, you can hold the right heel close to the right buttock. Breathe deeply. And then after a few breaths, slowly release. Move the brick away. And just a little rock from side to side with the hips. From there, bring the hands by the floating ribs and bring the bottom back to the heels. As close as you can. Okay, I've got one more movement to do. Once again, it's on the floor. But I want you to be mindful about how you move in this position. So once again, I'm just going to get you to watch me. So it'll seem really simple, because all you're going to do is a leg lift. So for example, I'm going to engage. So I could start with my toes tucked under, because my leg's already engaged then. And then I'm going to lift the leg. What I'm not going to do is turn the leg out so I can lift it higher, because I'm just totally, it's pointless doing it. So I want the hip to face to the floor, and then I relax it. So I start with my toes tucking under, the knee and the thigh lift, and then I let the leg lift. Or take the toes off the floor. Okay, now you can do it. So come on to your front. Start by tucking the toes under, lifting the leg, engaging into the quad, and then actually physically take the toes off. Now, leg stays straight. Leg stays straight as it lifts off the floor. That's it, and then lower it. And then change to the opposite side. That's it. Don't twist the hip. Come on, guys. Keep the hip facing the floor. Doesn't matter how far you lift. It's more important. It's not what you do, it's the way that you do it, remember. That's it. It's better. Good. Good, good, good. Take one more set each side. I'm aware of time. And then once again, bring the hands by the floating ribs. Sink bottom to the heels. Now we are going to roll onto our backs. So if you want to put any warm clothes on for your relaxation, that's where we're heading. But I just promised to give you this movement. So what I've done, or what I'm doing, is I'm just rolling my belt up into something that's squidgy. So I've just rolled my belt until it's just a little belt. Or I can, you know, I don't have to roll it, I can just halve it and halve it again and halve it again and halve it again. So my first move to relaxation, I'm going to take that belt behind the back of my knee. So I'm not going to use my fingers this time. I'm going to press the belt and release it. So my knee's at the chest and I'm just going to squidge the belt and then release. So I'm not letting the belt fall out. So it's a very small movement. Squeeze and gently release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Very simple movement. You could use a tennis ball for this. I'm just using the belt because we had it with us. You could use a soft toy. Obviously nothing live. Okay, you want to do about 12. So the belt is actually at the back of the knee, not the front of the knee. So it's between the knee and the thigh. Which is why I took it to that very small level. Okay, let's change sides, release that foot to the floor. Change it over to the other side. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. So as I say, you could use all sorts of things. You could use a cushion, I suppose. You could use a rolled up tea towel or hand towel. But what you're doing is activating the muscles at the back of the knee, the tissues at the back of the knee, which we tend to ignore. We tend to strengthen the muscles at the front of the knee, but ignore the muscles at the back. Keep going. Just for information, you don't have to change your position, but you could also do this sitting. I'm just showing you now. You could do it sitting, squidging, and releasing. Yeah? So lots of ways that you can do this to help the knee joint. Okay, you've done enough. Well done. Release, take the strap away, and then just give yourself a few moments, either in semi-supine or into Shavasana. I always find that if I've been very active in my practice, the transition from activity to stillness can be helped by breathing in deeply through the nose and sighing the breath out deeply through the mouth. She's done that a few times. You'll feel the gentle slowing down of the breath. Really, you're just giving your body some time to digest the movements that you've been doing. Your body may feel quite active, quite buoyant. So we're not focusing too much on relaxation in our practice today. I do want you to have time just to absorb, digest, So perhaps as you deepen your breath, you can just roll that head from side to side. And then as you ease back to the center, maybe just circling the wrists and the ankles. And then from there, gently easing yourself back, knees to the chest. Have a little rock from side to side. And then easing yourself over to come into sitting. Have that lovely little shrug of the shoulders. And as we finish our practice, breathing in, gaze into the thumbs, and as you exhale, seal the practice down through the third eye, to the lips and the throat, and to the heart. Well done. And let me just stop the record.